I think that the energy right now that in support is amazing. And I feel a whole different pattern, a whole different kind of aura, if you will, around support, because support is still living, if you will, on the bit of the high. And not that there was anything good about the pandemic. However, support came through that brilliantly, and they did amazing things for their company. And I think for one of the first times, truly, in all the years I've been doing it, this is the time when the C-levels have taken notice of support and said, look at you over there doing that stuff. They knew all along support was doing a lot of heavy lifting, but the seamless way that support made the transition to remote work, that they were taking care of the customers in amazing ways, while customers themselves were having every form of disruption you could imagine. And it really started to land that we needed to have this ultimate care for the customers that were already here. Yes, we're still out hunting for more, but these customers that are here and spending this money with us, we can't neglect that, and we can actually over-service them in a lot of ways. And
right.
We really have a lot to do.
Right. So the C-suite's taking notice, right? The impact on the business financially is huge, right? Because support is the tip of the arrow to make sure that we continue to earn and maintain the dollars that we've already procured. Tell me about, again, the biggest challenges that you're seeing as a support leader, like up to the management levels, to your peers throughout the organization, and in working with your teams who are often distributed, remote, and global in nature.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's always a lot in support. Support is amazing at collecting problems, right? So there's a lot of issues. I think one is support still having the cost center mentality, whether they are truly a cost center, even some that have made the transition to a profit center. But there is that cost center mentality. There's the reductions that are going on right now, the reductions in force across the industry. I would say to support leaders, you're going to get the ask. Now's the time to double down and double down seriously and take care of your staff. And if you can have the intelligent conversations about all the value support is bringing, maybe there's other places in the company, but not support, not the org that we used to say at TSIA, we touch the customer 10 times more than any other organization does. Sure. Let's not mess with that. But if we're going to mess with it, unfortunately, if we take a reduction in force right now, then we need to automate the tasks that can be automated. And one of the things that was so appealing to me with SupportLogic and the predict and prevent, everywhere I've ever worked, and you mentioned a company that we cross paths on, the escalations were just there constantly, right? You don't avoid them, that there's going to be an escalation. You don't know when, you don't know why. Usually it's Friday afternoons. We all know that. However, if you can get those away from your staff, if you can get those away from your managers, if you can get those away from your CEO or your sales executives, and you can be taking care of customers in a way that they don't have to pull that, can I speak to your manager line? You're reducing that stress footprint for the agents that are left with you that weren't impacted by a potential layoff. That, to me, it just speaks volumes that you are honestly looking at the way to reduce the stress footprint. And escalations leave the biggest footprint on a support organization. Get those out of there. And with this product, and the fact that we can get them out of there, and some of our customers are saying they went from double digits to low single digits, like the number starts with a 1. That's amazing. And the money that goes into those escalations, you think about it, you do the math, what a normal cost per incident is, but when you do it, when it's escalated up to a C level, everybody's sending emails on top of emails with the CC line growing every time someone hits send, setting up a war room, doing Slack, all of it, just to get ahead of an escalation that you could have been ahead of before the customer even thought that they needed to pull the trigger. It's a no-brainer.
Right.